said, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm fine. Even after I told him I had just consumed peanut butter. And it says in my chart that I'm highly allergic to peanut butter. Hey Warriors, how are we doing? How are we feeling today? It is your girl Teddy. Hey Warriors, how are we doing? How are we feeling today? It is your girl Kayla, and we have Teddy around here somewhere, but he'll probably pop up in a video. But we are back at it with another video today, and today we are doing our very first ever story time. Story time, tea time, story time. So on my channel, I had created a playlist where it's going to be consistent of all my story times, all of the gossip with Kayla, which is going to have like Q&A and stuff like that. So what better way, why not call it tea time? Like the tea. So why not have your lovely teapot with you? So this is my lovely teapot, okay? And it's so cute. Oh my goodness. If you don't know, I am a huge Baby Yoda fan. Like, I have so much Baby Yoda merch in my room and in my kitchen. Is absolutely crazy. I absolutely love Mandalorian. I am I'm a Star Wars fan, okay? I'm a Star Wars nerd. I will happily, say that I am a Star Wars nerd. I'm a part of the crew. I'm a part of the crew. And I have no shame in my game. I had no shame in my game. But let's get right into the video, okay? It is tea time. So on my Instagram, I had asked my followers, what are you guys looking to see? Like, what content do you guys want to see? What videos are you guys looking to see next from me? And a lot of y'all wanted to see a story time. Now, your girl has a lot of stories she could tell. So I was asking myself, Kayla, what is juicy? What is real juicy to start off your first, story time for the tea time? Give up the goods, right? So I was like, And then that light bulb was like, ding! It had went off. And I was like, I have the absolute perfect story time for everyone. So we're going to get into it, okay? So I'm going to take you guys back 4 years. I'm going to take you back to the year 2018, where your girl was a senior in high school. All right. Now, this was the very first week of senior year. And as a student, that very first week is essential. It will make or break your high school career, or even like your career as a student. Like, it will make or break you. So you got to make sure your hair is did. You got to make sure your nails are done. You got to make sure you have the flyest clothes from your closet on. Like, you have to make sure to tell people, look at me, I done stunt. Especially when you have a job over the summer, you can start paying for stuff yourself. You ain't got to ask your parents. Oh, I just knew I was the stuff. No, nothing could have ruined my senior year. I was like, this is going to be my year. Nothing's going to happen. I'm going to rule the world. Yeah, I thought. Yeah, I thought that. I thought my senior year was going to start off great. Yeah, no, absolutely not. So after school, I had did like part-time jobs if I was not doing theater. It was just something to keep me busy and get some money in my pocket. So I had 3 part-time jobs. My senior year, I was a barista, I was a cashier, and I was also a babysitter, where my free blocks during school, I would go to the elementary school beside me, and I would go babysit for a teacher, her children. So this specific day, I was going to my cashier job after school. And I was at the cashier job having fun, and I had injured myself cashiering. Had injured myself cashiering. The managers there, they had, they saw my injury. They had recommended that I go to this specific urgent care that will take workers' comp. And me, I was not trying to go to the hospital and pay thousands of dollars for this injury. And I was not trying to come out of pocket either. Like, it's senior year. I just got all this money and now y'all gonna take my money? No. So I told them, okay, I'll go to the urgent care. And I wanted my mother to come with me because my mother is like the best advocator for me when it comes to my health. I've had a medical condition my entire life, and she knows how to speak to doctors. She knows how to best advocate for me. She knows what I need. She knows what I don't need. She knows what doesn't work for me more than I know for myself. Like, my mom is the OG, the triple OG gangster out here. My mother don't play. Okay? My mother is a physician without a degree. Period. So I called my mom. I was like, I want you to go to urgent care with me. I know and plus I needed to go with her because I wasn't quite 18 yet. So I had drove to her job, and I was waiting for her to get off, so we could go. Now, with my mother's job, my mother has a lot of employees who are not originally from the United States. Like, they're from different countries. So they love making my mother different type of cultural cuisines. And my mother is always raving about them. And I absolutely love her employees. They always treat me like family. They treat my mother like family. And I absolutely love them. So this specific day, this one gentleman had made, his wife had made a dish for my mom. And I get there, I'm like super jealous because the inner fluffy in me, and I like to stay fluffy. I don't like to use the word fat because we are not fat. Fat it has such a negative stigma behind that. No, we are PHAT. So we're pretty, healthy, amazing thickies. And that's on period, with the period at the end. So if anybody tries to call you fat, I know I'm going on a tangent here, but if anybody calls you fat, you tell them they better put a PH in front of that AT, because you are pretty, you are healthy, amazing, and you are a thickie, period. And that's the end of that sentence, and walk off. So the inner fluffiness in me, I was looking at him like, where's my sandwich? Where's my food? And he brought me a dish. I was super, super stoked. I was already hungry. Your girl had the munchies. From working in school lunches, I didn't eat. And I haven't eaten all day. I was just super hungry. Like, I was starving. Now, with me, I am pretty on top of making sure I know what our end dish is. I asked about the ingredients, how it's prepared, if there was any cross-contamination of any sorts because of my medical condition. But this specific day, I don't know what happened to Protocol Kayla. She was not there. I don't know if she was exhausted. I don't know if she was just real hungry. But Protocol Kayla was not there. I don't know where she was, but I had got in the car and inhaled that sandwich. And it was like the whole sandwich. It wasn't just a piece of the sandwich. No, I inhaled the whole sandwich. Now, while I was eating the sandwich, I noticed that my throat began to burn. And I was like literally in the car like, now, with me, I'm a black girl, and I turned like cherry blossom red. Like, I was like, oh my God, water. I will say I am a person who specifically doesn't like spicy things, but don't y'all dare. Don't you dare sit here and try to revoke my black card because I don't like spicy food. Okay? Just because I don't like spicy food does not mean I don't have taste, okay? It's just some dishes can be diluted just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's just, it burns. It's just a little burn. So I had like reached for the nearest water bottle, and it did ease the pain. So, you know, my mind did calm down, my anxiety calmed down. So I was cool. I was cool. I was ready to go to urgent care. Now my mom came out and she didn't finish work, so we had to go back to our office once we were done with the visit. But we went to urgent care because they were about to close. Now, I had walked in, and it was a lady behind me who had walked in. So there was two of us in there before they had closed to the public. So they did serve both of us. I'm sitting in the waiting room, and the intensity of the pain starts to get worse. It turns from burning to itching and swelling. And I'm sitting there like, Kayla, calm down. Like, you're freaking yourself out. Like, you just had water. And so I'm sitting there. I'm going back and forth from the water fountain, just trying to calm my throat down. I'm like, do I really not like spicy things that much? Like, oh my goodness, Kayla, like, what is going on with you? They finally take me back. They take me first before the other patient. And they take me back to the holding room where they take my vitals. And the pain switches from scratching to swelling to actually like somebody is choking me and suffocating me. I could not breathe at all. So I'm sitting there looking at my mom. She's looking at me, and I'm asking her, like, that protocol, Kayla, came back. And I'm asking her, can you please contact him and see what was in that sandwich? So she's going back and forth with him. He doesn't specifically know what's in the sandwich because his wife made it, and he didn't know of my allergies, which was totally my fault. So he told my mom that he will get back with her. So my mom was trying to calm me down because she knows how my anxiety can get. I'm sitting over there rocking back and forth, tapping my leg because I'm just over here, oh my God, like, not me finna die from spicy food. Like, come on, Kayla. You got to find a better way to go out than that. Like, really? Spicy food, Kayla? Come on now. So the nurse is taking my vitals. She's seeing that it's a little high. So she's trying to calm me down too. Then all hell breaks loose. She gets the text. She gets the text that there is peanut butter sauce on the sandwich. Now, I am extremely allergic to any form of nuts. Peanuts, peanut butter sauce, cashews, pecans, any nuts I am highly allergic to. I can go into anaphylactic shock. And anaphylactic shock is when you consume something, you can even touch something. Like, some people have that severe of a case where you can touch something and you start to lose oxygen. Your throat starts to close up. You start to break out in these hives and you lose oxygen where you could potentially die. So I'm in anaphylactic shock right now, right? That's what it's my throat is closing and I'm freaking out. So when she told me that, I was like, oh, hell no. Like, my first week of senior year, really? Really? This is how I'm going out? This is how, really? Seriously? Seriously? So I was like, this cannot be happening right now. This like literally cannot be happening. So my mom immediately tells the nurse, and she's like, where's your EpiPen? And I took for granted my EpiPen because prior to this attack, I went many of years not ever have an attack. So I wouldn't carry my EpiPen on me because I thought I was so good at making sure I know what's in ingredients. I mean, I know what's in foods. And also, like, if you are a person who suffers with severe allergies, you know that EpiPens expire and they're not cheap. And you have to renew it every year. They are not cheap. So for me, I had like about 10 to 15 EpiPens in my drawer that were just unused. So that was like $15,000 in a drawer, just sitting there, not being used. and you have to constantly get one. So I took for granted my EpiPen. So we told the nurse no, we didn't have the EpiPen, so she rushed me back to go see the doctor. And we're sitting in there. It's taken a long time for the doctors to see me in general. And I just what is going on? What is going on? And then what I see is that the doctor was with the lady that came in after me. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, did she not tell y'all that I was in anaphylactic shock, that I just, so I was blaming the nurse at that time. But when the doctor came in, he was very nonchalant. He was very he didn't care about anything. He was ready to go home. He was very nonchalant. And when I saw that, I was like, I'm ready to go. Like, I did not want to deal with him because of past situations of what I've dealt with some other physicians that I've had, of them not treating me like I'm a person, treating me like I'm a lab rat, not believing the symptoms that I'm saying, not validating what I'm saying, thinking I'm lying about stuff. So immediately that past trauma just immediately came back up, and I was shutting this doctor out. But my mom don't play. My mom does not play. My mother will cuss you out in the most articulate, intellectual, politest way possible, okay? Like, me and my sister will look at each other and be like, she just cussed you out and you don't even know that. That's how you know you just got laid out. You still sitting there looking with that smile on your face, but she just cussed you out. That's how me and my sister be. So my mom literally laid this man out and was like, help, what? Help my daughter. So he looked in my throat and he looked my mother in the face and told me I was fine. He said, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm fine. Even after I told him I had just consumed peanut butter. And it says in my chart that I'm highly allergic to peanut butter. So he finished up his exam. It was 5 minutes he was in there. And he went back with the patient who came behind me. Right? I was like, now I'm not trying to downplay anybody else's condition, what they're going through, but I know anaphylactic shock is a serious condition. I was a part of HMSA, a Health and Medical Science Academy. I know you can die from anaphylactic shock. That's something very serious. So wouldn't I be more of a priority? A lot was going through my head. So I saw that he spent more time with her, and I also noticed that she was not of the same race as me. So that started to come in my head, and I was ready to go. I told my mom, let's go. I was ready to go, and she could see it. I'm still sitting there tapping my foot, trying to gasp for air, trying not to breathe, trying not to talk so I can conserve my air. I was really tapping, it was Seriously. So we got in the car and we're driving back to the office, and I start vomiting on the middle of the highway. And it's just pure acid. So it burns my esophagus, but I'm getting that peanut butter sauce out of my stomach. So I do start to experience some relief. We get to the office. She goes in to pack up the rest of her things. And she's like, Kayla, let's go to the hospital. Let's go to the hospital. And I'm telling her no. I'm being really stubborn and telling my mom no. I love working in hospitals, but I don't like being a patient because of the past trauma that I've been through. I don't want to go through that again. I'm tired of playing this game with these physicians. Because, you keep playing this game until it runs out. And that's how it was. I'm going to keep playing this game. When's the last time that I played this game with them? Because something drastic can happen. And that'd be the last time. So I was like, no, I don't want to go. I don't want to go to the hospital. Do not make me go. Do not make me go. Do not make me go. So I don't know if, I feel like it was God. God literally was like, Kayla, I'm taking control now. I'm taking control, because when I tell you, I have never felt that pain before. I don't know if I had lost conscience. I don't know what. But next thing I noticed is my mom rushing, immediately speeding to the hospital. That was thankfully right up the street, and running into the emergency room and begging for help. And they immediately run out, put me on the stretcher, and inject me with the EpiPen. They don't question anything. They don't question nothing. They see it. They heard what my mom said. She just ate peanut butter. She's highly allergic to it. She doesn't have her EpiPen. Boom. They hit me. No questions asked. No questions asked. And they rushed me back there. And I felt like that gave me a sense of hope that this was not the end for me. Like, there is help out there, Kayla. Like, get it together. You know, I know you've been through a lot of past situations that have, you know, really messed up your mindset, but there are amazing people out there who are willing to help you. There are amazing physicians out there who are willing to help you. And I know there are, because I have two specific physicians that I absolutely love to death. I won't be saying their name on here, but they know who they are. I absolutely love them to death because they break their backs for me. They absolutely break their back for me. And if they're not able to help me, they make sure they find somebody who will, and they won't stop. So anyways, that is my story. But the moral of this story and why I'm actually, you know, telling this story is to help you guys realize you have to be the best advocate for yourselves. And if you feel like you can't be the best advocate for yourself, please find somebody who will be the best advocate for you. Because I feel like we need to speak up for ourselves more within our society, especially minorities and especially women of color. We need to speak up for ourselves, and we do speak up for ourselves, but they're not listening to us. So I feel like we need to speak up until they listen, and keep speaking up until they listen. Because as a physician, that is their job and their duty, is to treat the patient. You know, I don't care if a patient, what the patient's race is, what the patient may identify as, what the patient's gender is, the financial status, whatever. We are all people at the end of the day. You know, in medical school, you are taught that all people have red blood cells flowing through their vein. What makes us different? We're all people. We're all in a vulnerable state where we are seeking help. So when you're not validating our symptoms, when you're not validating our pain, you're not validating what we're saying, you're thinking that we're lying. No. So please be a huge advocate for yourself. And if you feel like they're not listening to you, speak up and say, I need somebody who's going to help me. You're the one paying for the treatment. Well, like, patients, you're paying for the treatment. You're paying for the service. You're the one paying for it. They're not paying for you. You know? So that's why I kind of feel like there was like, why are you thinking I'm lying when I'm the one sitting here paying for it? If I was lying, like, why would I lie about this and I'm paying for it? Like, it makes no sense. But advocating for yourself. Well, like I was saying, if you tell them, if you can't do it, you find me somebody else who will do it. Now. Literally. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because I promise you, there is somebody out there who will listen. And that also ties into, like, my stubbornness. You know, I was so focused on my past situations with physicians. I was almost allowing myself to potentially lose my life because I was so stubborn. And I was still stuck on my past. And you have to learn, like, not everybody is the same. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to give people a chance to earn your trust. And I was so thankful for the people at this specific hospital that they took care of me. They really did. They took care of me with no question asked. They really treated me as I was a person in their family and not just another patient. So working on stubbornness. And then the last thing too is educating yourself. Whether it is a moderate condition, whether if it's like you sprain something, or if it's like something severe, whether it's like cancer or eczema or whatever, anaphylactic shock, educate yourself on your condition. Educating yourself is such a huge thing, because knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And a lot of things that I dealt with in the past is a lot of physicians felt like I didn't understand what they were talking about because of the verbiage that they were using, the type of language that they were using. But they failed to realize I was a part of a health and medical science academy for 4 years in high school. I interned in the cardiovascular surgical unit at the hospital in high school. I know the verbiage. Okay, I may not be able to particularly pronounce it correctly or whatever, but I know what you're talking about. So don't sit here and talk to me like I'm a child. Don't sit here and talk to me like I don't know what I'm talking about. Because they looked real dumb in the face when I sat there and was like, we tried that already. Let's try this. How about this? I know what this is. This is my symptoms associated with this. You have like blah, 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 blah. No, knowledge is power. And nobody can take that away from you. It's your knowledge. Seriously. So that is my tea time, my story time. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I can't wait to do many more of these with you guys. As y'all know, y'all already know my stand. Okay, the condition that you are in, the situation that you are in, the circumstances that you are in does not define you as a person, does not define what you are meant to do in this lifetime, and does not define your capabilities. All right? You are a warrior, you are a fighter within this war, and we are all here together with you, where we are not going to let the enemy defeat us. All right, we are creating a community where we uplift everyone, where we support everyone, so people out there know that they are not alone. All right, again, we are warriors, fighters, soldiers in this war, and will not let the enemy win. All right, I got all the ammunition. All right, I got y'all. Me and Teddy gonna be rolling up next to y'all. We got y'all. Okay. All right, y'all. I love you. I hope you guys are loving on yourself. Take some time for yourself. All right, love you, Pooh Bears. What? I need to work on my heart edition. Here we go. Love y'all. Bye.